Welcome everybody to the 13th Chinese Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. It's Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015, and we'll start the workshop with the promotional video from the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute with Chinese subtitles.
Where does humanity go from here? What have we tried to do? What if there is more, much more? The Keshe Foundation is proud to announce a new way to bring humanity forward through technology that brings humanity in line with the natural operation of the planet and universe itself. The new science and technology discovered and developed by the nuclear engineer Moran Keshe centers upon the use and control of magnetical gravitational fields. This new body of knowledge opens the road to hundreds of potential applications, which offer solutions to most of the fundamental problems of the world, such as water, food, environmental contamination, and shortages of energy. The Keshe Foundation is proud to unveil the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Nestled amidst the beautiful shores of Bari, Italy, the Institute is poised to become a central hub in the spreading of plasma technology and knowledge. With its state-of-the-art 21st century facilities, the Institute will be able to provide students and staff an immersive way to learn the plasma technology, to be the leaders of the new generation of scientists and plasma engineers. The Keshe Foundation has opened the door to the world for peaceful usage of technology that is independent of the limited resources that are available on Earth. This is an understanding of how everything works together in harmony in our universe, and it applies to everything from the smallest to the biggest, from atoms to galaxies. We all are able to collectively work together in pursuit of knowledge, innovation, and solutions for our society. This learning environment is new to the world, where there will be no test to confirm your understanding. The knowledge of everyone will be respected and allowed to flourish in a nurturing environment. Hands-on testing and experimenting will be widely used in conjunction with roundtable discussions to bring all opinions and knowledge forward. Students will be introduced to a change in the ethos of working in collaboration. Students will experience firsthand how we share knowledge in a free and open manner. Graduating students are expected to share the knowledge they gain from the university within their respective communities and nations. All formal teachings, lectures, and presentations will be in the English language, with technology available for immediate translation. Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute will be offering 3-year executive master programs for undergraduate degree students and 1-year executive master programs for graduate degree students in the following fields: space transportation, new plasma technology, health, agriculture, materials, energy. The health section is designed to make students able to live in space without the need to return to Earth. To this end, the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute has found processes for many diseases including ALS, cancer, coma, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis. Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute will offer online teaching courses which will enable anyone, anywhere around the world to enroll and increase their knowledge and understanding. Students will have the opportunity to direct their work towards commercial spin-offs and seek funding through the help of the Keshe Foundation. The access to the new science and new technologies is openly available for peaceful use to the benefit of mankind to make a better world today. Now you can be part of the changing world and the new knowledge. All commercial spin-offs are intended to be open source and patent-free. This is part of the core ethos of the Keshe Foundation and the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute will have its official inauguration on April 21st, 2015, with courses commencing soon after on May 4th, 2015. The students of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute will be the leaders of the future who will make changes in all areas of space technology, science, medicine, agriculture, and energy. Anyone is able to apply, but acceptance is through invitation only. No prerequisites are required. We will be accepting approximately 250 students for the 3-year Executive Master's Program and 120 students for the 1-year Executive Master's Program. We welcome humanity's participation in the knowledge of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Where does humanity go from here? That is up to you. Apply today.
Okay, that was the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute promotional video. And now the first question from the Chinese group from Zhang is on the screen there now. It's a reactor from the Chinese group. And we should have our translators here is Lixin and Max there. Okay, there we go. And now I think we can hear from Mr. Keshe, if that's correct, now that I've unmuted him. Are you there, Mr. Keshe?
Yes, you forgot. Yes, good
I forgot
afternoon.
all about you.
Good day. I know that's normal. It's getting that way. They say when you don't need the medicine, you forget to take. So it means my time.
I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. But
No, all the tricks, no problem. Anyway, welcome you to this Chinese session. I'm sure our Chinese colleagues are going to teach us more, and usually we learn a lot from them. What is for today? What are we going to have today? Do you know what they are going to show us?
yes, we have a reactor from Chinese group. There's pictures of it in the webinar now and on the live stream. And I think Lixin is going to ask the question in Chinese first. Maybe give a translation of what we've done so far here. Lisa, are you there?
This network is broken. No.
Yes. Max, maybe you can do the translation. Do you have the document, Max?
It's me to do this.
Okay. If you can read the first question from Zhang.
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
那么这里是中国教学呢，现在开始。刚才那个 PR Plant Love Lisa 是网络断了，那么由我来做一个开场。那么首先呢是欢迎大家来参加第13次的中文教学。那么我们就直接进入主题，进入到今天的第一个问题，来自于唐长老的一个问题。那么按照这个插图呢，这个大家可以看到屏幕上的图片。那么他在6月3日呢制作了2个星体组合，其中呢一个只加了一种脱盐的氧化铜干丝，另一个呢加入了脱盐的二氧化碳干丝。这2个组合的转速大概在每分钟150转到400转左右。那么运行1周之后呢，发现氧化铜干丝的这个星体组合产生了最高15克的一个减重的现象，相当于一个打火机的质量。但是呢，却没有出现更多的这个减重的现象。那么我想呢，会不会是反应器单元太小了？这个反应器单元容积大概只有 0.6 毫升。有些时候反应器会自动停转，有时候之前转得很好，然后呢我把反应器拿到手里之后，4个电极的其中3个突然间停转了。这个现象大概发生过5次。我有试过把反应器电机的电极方向做了调换，让电机反转，然后呢还是出现了上面这个停转的现象。 OK, Rick.
Okay, the question goes, I have made 2 sets of star formation. Each reactor is around 0.6 milliliter. One set of them is filled with CO2 GANs and the other with CuO GANs. Each reactor rotates with around 150 to 400 RPM, and I found the one with CuO GANs have a 15-gram decrease in weight after a week running, but it doesn't continue to lessen. And I have observed for several times that some of the reactors come to a halt, and I found some reactors, 2, 3, or 4, of the star formation would stop the moment I put them up with my hand. I think put up my hand. I have tried changing the rotating direction of the motors and gained the same result. And he goes on to describe, well, I'll just show the pictures of those reactors first here so you can see on the webinar and the live stream. And then we'll go on to the second part of this description. Another formation made on the 21st of June. We named it Fat Boy. You can see one picture there. Goes on to show what appears to be 2 halves of a reactor here, nano-coated. And then we see this example with the nano-coated sphere has 3 rotating reactors inside, it appears, the smaller reactors. The next figure we see a completed reactor, it seems to be, with what appears to be, I think it'll be 4 reactors inside. And we see what appears to be a completed core with the reactors inside and then sandwiched between a couple of plates. And this is a picture, it seems to be on a scale with a LED lit. Okay, I guess I'll carry on. I'm not sure if you've read the whole thing, Max, or should I carry on here? He goes on to say, I made a new star formation the other day filled with CO2 GANs, dry CO2 GANs, and nanoparticle of CO2, which I processed it with caustic. What's the difference with 2 nano copper domes coated inside and outside to form a globe, which is used to contain the star? What the difference is with 2 nano copper domes coated inside and outside to form a globe which is used to contain the star formation. And I applied a copper oxide box and an LED to the nano globe, which them in series for the DC current getting through the nano globe. Question. It's hard to coat the nanodome outside. Any good ways to coat the copper dome outside? Question number 2, I need more advice from Mr. Kesh for further development of our star formations. And the third question, how can we convert the maggrav field of the star formation into heat, light, or power? So it shows figure 10. This is the new star formation design. Could you please make a comment? Is that everything you've covered, Max? Did you cover all that in Chinese?
Yeah, I need to read the question in Chinese.
Okay.
刚才呢是，刚才是展示了这个张 张龙的一个实验装置，两个实验装置，一个呢是一个星体组合，另外一个呢是有一个外壳包围的一个叫做我们把它叫做胖子的一个星体组合的一个反应器。那么刚才大家看到的几个图片呢，是关于这个反应器的一些简单的结构。那么在这个实验里面呢，张龙想提出的问题呢是这样的。那么这个组合呢，使用了2个内部涂层的黄铜半球作为纳米的外罩，就是指这个胖子，这个外号叫胖子的一个反应器。那么外部涂层呢，始终做不上去，这个问题让我非常的苦恼，试过很多办法都没有把外面的涂层搞上去。那么这个问题呢，想请开始先生重新做一下讲解。然后呢，我利用一个电解氧化铜的干湿盒子，利用这个就是旁边的那个盒子，那么再利用这 LED 串联到了反应器的纳米外罩，给呢这个外罩通直流电。这个反应器同样是由4个反应器单元构建出来的。当像里面呢加入了3种状态下的这个二氧化碳干湿，也就是风干后的，还有这个单纯的脱盐的，以及利用碱液处理过后清洗之后的二氧化碳干湿3种干湿。由于这个组合刚刚做出来的时候呢，还没有收集到足够多的问题来提问，那么可以希望呢先有下面一些问题一个是要如何才可以使反应器发光？第二个呢，就是要如何从反应器中取得这个电就是电流，或者说如何利用反应器制造出能量。那么这3个问题呢，分别是第一，就是为什么这个纳米外层的这个反应器外壳的这个外层的这个纳米涂层这么难做上去，有没有其他更好的建议或者方法？第二个呢，就是它需要更多的一些来自凯史先生的一些建议，去进一步开发它的这个星体反应器的一个组合。第3个问题呢，就是我们怎么样去转化这些次引力场星体组合的次引力场变成这个热量、光还有这个能量。OK, Rick.
Okay, maybe I'll just repeat the questions from this. It's question number 1 was, it's hard to coat the nanodome outside. Any good ways to coat the copper dome outside? Question number 2 is, I need more advice from Mr. Kesh for further development of our star formations. And question number 3 was, how can we convert the maggrav field of the star formation into heat, light, or power? Okay, Mr. Kesh, do you have any comments about that?
There are also other questions. One was how to let the reactor eliminate light, and another one is how to can get power from the reactor. It didn't translate it in English on the writing.
Yeah, let's just start at the beginning, because I think Mr. Kesh needs to see the first question there as well, and the pictures.
Okay, can we see this again, because it's gone so fast, quick.
Okay, let's start at the top. This is the first.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Well, the first picture shows the first reactors that they're talking about. You can see the starship formation.
Yeah.
Then he describes it, which I read.
Stop. Stop. I can. Just 1 second, please. Stop, please. You're going too fast. Once the total filled with CO2 gas, almost gas CO. Reactor rotated around 100. Now from one CO2 gas, however, different difference in weight after returning, but it does not continue to this. Observe several times as long as the reactors come to a halt. Now found some reactor 2 and 3. This option will stop more up and around. I've tried change the rotating direction. Okay. Can we go up again? Another formation made in 21st of June. Okay, what's the same formation? No, I mean go down, sorry.
Okay.
Rick, yeah, he means go down, sorry.
No, because I can't read what it says on. Okay, another formation made in 21st of June, okay? Fat boy, okay, let's see the fat boy. Yeah? More? Can we carry on? Yeah? Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah. The next one. Why does it show a light? Where does the light come from?
Well, you can see in the circuit
That's
diagram.
explained in the next picture, I think.
Yeah, you can see in the diagram
Yeah, that's just
here.
explained in the next writing. Let him read it real quick there, Rick. Let him read the question above that real quick.
Go further back up. Up, 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 up. I'm in the summer today, filled with 2 gases, dry suit. No, further up. Can we go further up just after the picture? The fat boy? Okay. Next one.
Yeah, that was it, Mr. Kesh. He had it. That's what you were reading there. That's the next thing.
Okay, now then it starts right. I made a new soft formation the other day. Filled it with CO2 gas, dry CO2, and nanoparticles which are processed in with plastic. What the difference is within 2 nanocopper domes, both inside and outside, to form a globe, which is used to contain the star formation. And I applied CU box and LED to the nano globe. Made them a series for DC current getting through the nano globe. I applied the CU box.
I think by that he means the plate that's on the top and bottom of the reactor. You can see in the diagram and it's held together with screws with a threaded rod or whatever.
Oh, he said CO2 box. That means the box he's making for CO2 gas. I think it's one electrode is a nano copper. The other
okay.
electrode is a copper. So he was making CO2 gas. That's why he called it CO2
the
box.
current, which is putting it through the LED light.
Go to the last picture, Rick. Last picture above the
battery there. Hello, there's a battery there. What's that battery doing? Hello.
Rick.
I don't know what the battery's doing.
Can you just scroll up a little bit so that we can see the picture, like figure 9? You're on figure 10. Can we see figure 9?
Figure 9.
So you can see there that you have a CO2 box with a wire that's nano coated connected to the bottom and the top. So probably like the diagram, but I don't see a battery in there, but there could be. So yes. Lisa, maybe you can explain, or is the person that made that on that we can ask specifically?
Let me see. I don't think he put the battery. He just connected the
Well, it shows
wires from the.
It shows a battery in the diagram, in the wiring diagram, and it makes sense that it would light the LED, and then you'd be able to see any changes in the power, whether the LED goes brighter or darker when you run the reactor.
Oh, this is a different one. This is he designed a new reactor star formation. He hasn't done that yet. This one was the dome one. So he hasn't done much experiment yet. The LED light was the one on. Let me see.
You're talking about figure 9 again?
Picture 11.
Oh, okay, 11.
Yeah, 11. I don't know
You
where
can see
he
the same
selected.
setup there with the bucket on the right-hand side with the LED right as well, just above the bucket.
I don't know how.
We just asked that guy, and he said he had the DC on the nano-coated the outside nano-coated the box the fat boy on the outside. Okay.
Yeah, the question is.
Okay, so he did add a battery?
No,
he did add a battery then.
The question is, where has he connected the wires to?
Oh, this one is he want to give a little charge for the dome. So that's why he put a battery on it. So want to give a little bit of charge. So let the give a pressure on the inside the fields. This one, yeah.
No, we need to understand something. Where have these two wires are connected? Because if it's got a battery and the connection is through the copper he has coated, where are they touching? Because you have coated the surface, but not the copper. So the sphere itself inside is a copper, is a wire connection. This is the problem. I'll have a look. I'll show you. I'll tell you what I mean. I've seen this, or he's got it clear. If you're wrong, is that he's put the copper wire. He has connected to a battery, or not even a battery, and then he has connected it to a LED light, and then he's connected it to the sphere. He's nano-coated the sphere, but if he's connected this here and this here, the nano-coating is on the side here, but inside is actually the copper itself. So what it is, he has used the copper and coming. It's nothing to do with the reactor. It doesn't do anything with what happens in the environment of the reactor. It's important to know where he's connected this wire. If he's connected the wire with a screw to the core or to the motor, we got to understand where it is, what it is. Because in fact, it's cut through the nano coating and it's gone directly to the copper, and it's picked up on the other side the same copper. But if it's fully nano coated,
it looks like it's connected to the motor.
he's got to explain
so
what
it could be connected underneath the motor.
Connect on the boom.
And is the frame, what is the frame made of? Is it plastic or is it metal? We got to make sure there is no short circuit there somewhere. It looks like a short circuit. Is he online? Can we know? Hello?
Shall I translate it?
Yeah, is he speaking or is he writing or is he online?
Okay, let me translate. 那么刚才凯史先生说到这个，问了这个问题，就是问了这个张龙。那么这个导线就是接了电池的这根导线，就像这个图里面所示，是接在哪里？那么经过跟这个张龙本人的一个沟通呢，是接到了这个胖子反应器的一个外罩上。那么外罩呢是做了氧化铜纳米处理的一个铜的一个外罩。那么刚才凯史先生说到，这个加了电源，按照刚才张龙的一个说法，就是要给这个反应器有一个外罩的一个外层，一个电流造成的一个外层。但是呢，凯史先生说，因为你的这样一个接法，如果说是接到了这个铜的外罩上呢，那么这个实际上这个电流呢是走的这个铜的外罩的铜的这部分呢，就完成了一个回路。那么这样一个回路呢，对这个反应器组合的内部是没有任何作用的。Okay, Mr. Cash.
The thing is, we got to understand where it's connected and if it is a short circuit.
Mr. Kesh?
Yes.
Can we move on a little bit to the next questions? I'm trying to work on live stream with somebody that knows who that is to see if we can get them either on the webinar or to answer your questions.
Okay,
Can we move on to the next questions so we can come back to this?
Yes, okay. Can you go to the next question? Who's got the slides? Rick?
Yeah, we've got another question here, question number 2 from
Can we see the pictures?
DB Sodler. There is no picture with this question.
He means that it's frozen, Rick. Maybe you need to press play or something again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I had it on pause there. Can you see that now?
Question from
DB Sodler.
Yeah.
Says, excuse me, Mr. Kesh, whether the dynamic reactor will cause problems for human safety. Have any safety precautions?
Yes, in some cases depends on your loading. Most of the loadings no, but some loading, especially composite loading, can be dangerous or can cause new environment which will not be satisfied or applicable or change condition in some human bodies and some not. Don't forget, you're creating a composite core, you deal with a new state of condition.
Can you do the translation on that, Max?
Okay, let me translate it. 那么第二个问题呢是来自这个 DBS Solder。那么他问的这个开始先生的问题呢，就是干湿动态反应器是否对有这个人体安全的问题？那么有什么一些安全的注意事项？那么开始先生呢就是回答到这个动态干湿反应器呢，它确实是可能会对人体产生这个安全的问题。那么这就关键就要看这个反应器它的这个装载的这个就是它的装载的这个成分，还有这个干湿的一个情况来决定的。那么还有呢，就是不同的这个环境呢，这个干湿反应器呢会产生不同的效应。那么特别是在外围的环境出现变化的时候呢，干湿反应器呢也是会对人体产生这个影响的。那么在一些安全上的注意事项呢，还是需要做一些要注意一下这方面的一个问题，因为这个反应器任何的一个这个装载或者是这个配置的一个变化呢，可能会对人体产生那个安全的问题。Okay, Mr. Cash.
Yes, the question is when I pour to cold, I put the pain up, suppose using the pain pad on my waist to sleep. When I got up in the morning, I found that my cold is gone. I tested it for 2 times. The 2 times was the same. Excuse me. What is the mechanism of cold, human cold? Why doesn't the body will catch cold in a cold environment? Why the pad could heal the symptoms of the cold in the morning? The mechanism of cold, I don't know. Why does the body will catch cold in a cold environment? In reality, we call it catch cold. The body tries to match its own environment. And the difference between the internal and the matching does not work. So it's a reaction to the system. Why a pad could heal symptoms of the cold during the night? You create a different environmental condition. Cold is a condition, and with the pain pads, you change the environment. This is exactly what happens every single time. You change the environment. And this will apply to a lot of different unsolved conditions. You don't heal it, you don't cure it, you create very much a condition like the condition of the cold, which gave you symptoms of running nose. This does the same thing in reverse. It changes the environment to a different condition. This is one day you will learn. I keep on saying condition and condition, and not field forces, not enforcing and trying to physically change things. When my body goes to sleep, my consciousness in dreams keeps sober state. Okay, let me move my thing. I begin to experience to new reality. In this reality, there are wide variety of objects, plants, animals, humans. I can use.
Should we have it translate? Should we translate?
Oh no, he hasn't translated. Okay, sorry.
Let me translate.那么刚才第一个问题呢是来自高危之灵的这个问题就是他在感冒之后呢将止痛带绑在了腰上睡觉，那么早上起床就发现感冒好了，然后试了2次都是同样的情况。那么想问开始先生，人体感冒的一个机制是什么？为什么人体处在寒冷的环境中会出现感冒的症状？止痛带为什么可以在1个晚上就完全治愈了我的感冒症状？那么开始先生回答呢，我这里可能听得不是很完整，那么大概说一下那么首先呢，开始说他也不知道这个感冒的这个机制，具体的机制，但是呢，说到这个人体在寒冷的环境中会感冒，会受风寒，那么是因为呢，这个人体的这个系统和环境的这个系统呢出现了一个不均衡，那么这样一个不均衡呢，就会导致这个人体必须要适应这个新的环境，那么适应这个环境呢，就会有时候呢会引发一些我们所说的这个感冒的症状。那么刚才提到这个用止痛带的这个对感冒治愈的这个效果呢，开始先生说的，我大概听到的就是说这个止痛带，因为它有一个磁场的环境，那么实际上我们知道止痛带它是可以改变这个人体的这个血液和淋巴的循环，那么就是说在人体呢创造一种新的环境让它呢能够去适应这些就是原来身体的一个不平衡，或者说对身体的不平衡呢产生一个作用，那么通过这样的影响呢，或许就是这个治愈感冒的一个这个原因吧。那么下面呢进入第二个问题。Okay, Mr. Cash.
Do you want to read the next question?
Okay, let me read the question first in Chinese. 那么首先第二个问题呢，就是也是由高维之灵提出的，就是当我的肉体进入睡眠状态的时候，意识在梦境中保持着清醒的状态下，也就是说身体睡着了，但是意识还在梦境中保持清醒的状态下，那么他就开始体验到一个全新的现实，在这个现实中呢存在着各种各样的物品、植物、动物和人类， 那么这时候呢，它可以用意识直接来控制这个现实中的各种现象，可以用意念来移动环境中的桌子、椅子、杯子，随意在空间中运动和定位。我同样可以感知到自己有一个有形的身体，并可以站在水面或悬浮在空中，用意识随意控制运动的方向。这一切是如此的简单和容易。可是，当我的身体从睡眠中苏醒后，意识到意识重新在肉体的层面运作的时候，我用这个意念控制环境中的物体的能力就消失了。我需要用物理身体的手去拿眼前的杯子，而无法再用意念去直接控制和杯子环境中的这个任何物体。那么下面就是这一段表述呢，就引发第二个问题。Rick, can you go up? Go down a bit. 那么这个问题呢，就是来自高维之令的第二个问题，就是那么想问这个开始先生，这个稍等一下，想问这个开始先生，我们所体验的这个两个现实，也就是现实的这个身体，还有这个梦境中的这个现实，是否是处于不同的层面或者说纬度？那么本质上呢，有没有任何的区别？仅仅只是环境所具有的磁引力场强度不同呢？Okay, this is the second question.
I think no. Whether to reality. You want to read the question?
Okay, he's already read the second question, so.
The English version of it?
Okay, I could do that, sure. When my body into sleep and consciousness in dreams keeps sober state, I began to experience to a new reality. In this reality, there are a wide variety of objects, plants, animals, and humans. I can use consciousness to directly control the reality of all. Ideation, mobile environment of a table, a chair, and a cup, random in space, motion, and location. I can also perceive they have a physical body and can stand in the water or suspended in the air, in the sense of freely control the direction of movement. All of this is so simple and easy. But when my body wake up from sleep and consciousness to the physical aspects of the operation, the ability with the idea of control objects in the environment had disappeared. I need physical hand to get the glass in front of my eye, and not in the mind to directly control the cup or any other objects in the environment. So my question is, whether the two realities that I have experienced in a different level or dimension, and there is no difference in nature, and if only the magnetic field intensity of the environment is different.
Whether the two realities that I have experienced are in different levels or dimensions.
But there's no difference in nature, it's only the magnetic field intensity of the environment is different.
It's just emotion. You don't feel it with your physicality, you deal it with emotion, and it's all the same. Next question.
Okay.
OK，那么刚才开始先生回答说，这就是两个部分，一个呢是我们的物理层面的这个现实，另外一个呢就是我们的情感有 emotion 层面的一个现实。那么他们是同处在一个这个就是我们同处在那么一个宇宙中。OK， 那么第三个问题呢，就是我们在肉体所处的物质层面中，无法用意念直接控制环境当中的物体，是不是因为我们身处的地球环境所具有的磁引力场强度太微弱的原因？这是第三个问题。Rick, the question 3.
Yeah, it says we are unable to control the objects in the environment directly in the matter level. where our body exists? Is it because the Earth's magnetic field strength where we are living in is too weak?
Yep. Yes. Next question.
OK， 第3个问题的回答是是的。那么第4个问题呢，就是我们在利用干湿动态反应器在组合的中心创建的自由等离子体，是不是存在于场强更高的磁引力场环境中，并通过与干湿场体的一个连接，从主源层面进入到物质层面，与处在物质层面的我们建立沟通与相互作用呢？ Vic。
Okay, we use dynamic GANS reactor to create free plasma in the center. Does it exist in a higher field strength, magnetic and gravitational field environment, and through the connection with GANS fields from the main source level into the physicality level to establish communication and interaction with our matter level?
Yes, it does. Next question.
OK， 第4个问题，开始先生的回答是是的。第5个问题是反应器的飞升与控制是不是需要自由等离子体的磁引力场将我们从物质层面带入到过渡物质层面或主源层面的环境中，然后我们在过渡或主源场强的环境中就可以用意识直接控制环境中的物体，包括用意念控制反应器的运动，包括太空旅行。如果是这样的话，自由等离子体在什么条件下会选择主动将我们带离物质层面，进入到过渡或主源物质层面？我们需要做什么来促进这个结果的发生呢？ Vic。
Okay.
We have an answer for the first question, where that wire was coded, or connected, sorry, to Fat Boy. Can you go back to the figure 10, I do believe it is, Rick?
Okay, we're kind of in the middle of that question, but that's okay. Go
I
back.
thought that was the end, sorry.
No, we hadn't finished the question there. Maybe we should finish this question first.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought we were done that question.
It's confusing. So, yeah, let me just finish. We're on question 4. That's the end of this part here, I think. Okay, it says, about the reactor motion and control, is there a requirement that needs magravs of free plasma bring us from the material level into the transition or main source level environment? Then we can use consciousness to directly control the objects in the environment of transition or main source fields, including the intention of controlling the movement of the reactor to achieve space travel? If so, under what condition the free plasma will take the initiative to bring us from the matter level into the transition and the primary source matter level? What do we need to do to promote this to happen? Is that clear enough, Mr. Kish?
It's not very clear, but I understand I think I understand what he's trying to tell you. So it's about the reactor motion and control. Is there a requirement that need magnets of free plasma bring us from the material? Requirement for what? My free plasma bring us from material level into the transition. Free plasma only works through the transfer, and there is no requirement. It's on the demand which appears at the end in what shape of physicality. You create a demand and it meets the demand as it's there. You make it available and the field, the free plasma, if decides it needs it, it accepts it. And it usually does because due to rotation of the plasma, some of the plasma is always distributed around in different levels, which creates this gradient and the motion. We've spoken about this before. Next question.
Okay. Do you want to read that one?
Yes. 刚才这个关于第5个问题呢，刚才开始先生的回答呢，我可能听得不大清，后面我们再补充。那么这个问题前面讲到了，就是是否需要这个自由等离子体的磁引力场，这是肯定需要的然后呢，这个因为自由等离子体呢本身呢就是有这个主源包括主源包括过渡2个层面的这个场的环境在其中的，所以呢这个呢就是说只是说我们去利用到这个自由等离子体的哪一个层面的这个场强，那么就可以做到刚才所说的这个控制反应器还有这个太空旅行。那么要做到这个结果呢是就需要对这个我们反应器的一个配置做一些调整。那么有一些地方没听清，那么后面呢我们再补充。OK，Mr. Cash。
Okay, I can say this one, then we should probably go back to the answers to the first question. So it says, Mr. Kesh, in the 30th medical teaching announced in June, will carry out the experiment of remote treatment of cancer. Do not
respond to this question. Go to the next one. You know the reasons.
Okay. Let's go back to the first question, and Vince says there's an answer for that about the wire.
We have the people. We have the person that was that made the reactor on live stream. So in the communication that we've done, he connected it to the outside of the nano-coated dome.
Pardon?
He connected to the outside of the nano-coated surface.
How has he attached it?
I believe he just put it directly put it on the surface, probably underneath the motor. Can you translate?
OK， 那么刚才呢就是因为刚才这个在 live stream 上呢获得了这个一些解答，那么我们再回到这个第1个大问题，由张龙提出这个问题。那么这个按照这个张龙说法呢，这个导线的这个连接呢是连接到了这个胖子反应器的这个外壳上。OK。
Is there any other comment about that, Mr. Kesh, or do you have enough information to go on?
Because I've seen this quite a lot. I've got to see exactly how it's connected. Then we can make a comment.
Right.
He said, but also
somewhere in metal. But the thing is, if the nano coating of the 2 hemisphere is perfect, how has he connected them? And is there a connection between these? Because I've done a lot of tests with things like this. And each one has a different reason. You have to have it now.
Yeah, it has to go inside the surface because it can't get through the material.
So maybe next week, because if he's managed to do it, then I'll explain what is happening. If he hasn't managed to do it, I'll explain to you what it is, if it's a connection. You have to see if there is electrical connection between the 2 hemispheres. We need to see if he puts a what do you call it, a voltmeter or a resistance meter to see if there is any connection, short circuit or not. And then I explain. This is more.
Is that on top of the nano-coated surface, or
I don't know. He usually has attached it to the bottom, but has he scratched it? Or
I think they're individually coated. The 2 hemispheres are individually coated.
I think the question would be, did it get scratched when the wires were attached and so on?
Is that what you're looking for, Mr. Kesh?
Yeah, I want to know if the surface of the copper is scratched or where it's connected. It was the legs. Are the legs electrical, metal, or are they plastic?
And then there's the 2 plates, the top and bottom plates. They connect with the top and bottom of the halves of the reactor too, I presume. So.
Yeah.
And they're probably nano-coated as well.
We don't know this because you look nano-coated, but there are a lot of short circuits. A lot of places can be. He's made a full circuit through, but if it is the nanomaterial.
Okay, can you translate, Rujan, please, so he
OK
can answer that
OK，
question
那
for
么
maybe
刚才
next. Thank you.
那么let me translate，那么刚才这个还是回到第一个问题，但是呢，开始先生还是提出了两个问题，就是说还是要希望这个张龙能够清楚的说一下它的这个导线的连接方式。另外呢，还提出了第二个问题，就是这个胖子反应器的外壳外罩，它的之间因为内部做了这个纳米涂层，那么这两个外罩之间的连接。那么开始呢也想知道具体的这个细节，所以呢现在这个问题呢，开始先生觉得现在不好回答，可能需要张龙做一些补充一些细节，我们才能够回答这些问题。OK，
Okay, so do you want to carry on?
Mr. Kesh?
Yep.
I just have a quick question about that because of the orientation of what I seen in Figure 10 there. Does the orientation...
Can you talk louder a little bit?
I'm trying to. Does the orientation of the reactors inside that nano-coated dome, does it have less of an effect inside the dome than it does outside? Because remember when we did, or when there was a test. I'm just going back to where the reactors were rotated 90 degrees around a center reactor, and they were getting the radiation in the above floors.
The way he's positioned it is it's very much like Earth tilted condition, but at the end of the day, the field flow on the top is from the same tree, the same way, so it still ends up with slightly tilted with the top on. The free plasma in this reactor is not spherical. It's tilted, the spherical due to the shape. But in the horizon, they look the same and they're on the same line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there any translation you would like to do there?
Okay. I have asked Mr. Zhang, and he said that the copper wire is connected with the nano layer and the copper.
Pardon?
At the same time. Mr. Zhang said the copper wire is connected with the nano-coated layer, the nano layer, and at the same time connected to the copper, the copper.
The copper. So it's touching the copper.
Yeah.
So it's a short circuit.
Right, tend to go the easiest path, as they say.
Yeah.
But is the hemispheres connected? Are they electrically connected, the hemispheres? That was the main concern. Do we have a flow from the north to the south of that current? And I think I know where you're going with this, Mr. Kesh, but I just want to see what he says.
So you're saying, are the spheres insulated in between each other's? Right?
They are not. It's just a short circuit.
Right. It seems to be that way. Unless there was something in between the spheres, a piece of plastic or something to keep them apart.
He said he used the screw to press the copper wire on the dome.
And are the two domes connected to each other electrically?
He haven't answered this question. I'm just asking him.
Yeah, you would have to test that, right? Because
Well,
I'm sure you remember those days, don't you, Rick? I'm not on
chances are, since the LED lit up, it would have to be a complete circuit there. It'd either have to be completed by the plasma inside the dome, or else the dome itself, more likely.
No, just leave it. It's just a short circuit, and a battery is supplying it. And
Right.
even if it was in a short circuit, I mean, even if it was no battery, it still will come on, because the copper wire is in a nano-GaNs state, and current is produced.
Mr. Zhang has said the two part of the dome is not connected. The copper is not connected because they have nano coated.
Can we see something? Is it possible if we can put a meter on the wire on the top of the dome and the bottom of the dome and tell us if there's any resistance or not?
Exactly. You'd have to disconnect the LED and the CO2 box to do that,
No, it
right?
doesn't need to, because if it's nano-coated, the frame and the core are not connected to each other. It's got to separate it, or to see if there is a shortcut at the LED or backwards. One of them is got to disconnect. Excuse me, I have to leave. This is important. Right, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
关于这个反应器呢，凯斯先生还是希望得到张龙的一个相关的一些这个现场测试一个图片，他希望知道这个大球外层的这个上下之间的这个铜线之间的有没有这个电阻，然后这个还需要一个电流的一个情况。那么希望张龙呢现在马上去做一下这个测量，然后呢就发2张图片到这个教学中来。现在开始先生给这个张龙的2分钟，我们也稍等一下。
That edge looks coated to me.
Yes, but what happens when they're pressed together? It might crush the coating and make a contact or whatever. That's why it'd be good to see what the resistance was between the top and bottom wires on on the sphere, like Mr. Kesh suggested there. That would indicate whether there was a connection between them. There's also a clamp that goes around, screw clamp.
Mr. Zhang said, please wait for a while. He's now doing the detection now. 张龙说呢，他已经在做这个测试了，那么希望大家再给他一点时间，他正在上传这个图片。
Rick?
Yes, Mr. Zhang said the resistance detection is none. 0. So, wait for a while. He said, Mr. Zhang said the resistance is 0.
So there's no connection.
No, there'd be a complete connection, a short circuit, basically. Was that what he means?
Or is it
no.
It's not infinite resistance, it's zero resistance, right?
He said no. No reaction. Okay.
No connection?
No reaction.
Not to take the battery out of the circuit, it'll interfere with the measurement.
The measurement is 0, I think.
Right. So there's some connection between the top and bottom parts of the reactor, either through the two halves of the reactor or the clamp that holds them together. So he did mention that he had trouble with the nano coating on the outside of the core.
Excuse me, Rick. Please add Lisa to the management. Okay. Is connected. Can you see Lisa? Okay.
I'm just trying to. Okay. Make her as a presenter, you mean?
I already brought her into the organizer and unmuted her mic so she can mute or talk.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. I'm really in trouble. Every time I have our workshop, I will have trouble for the internet. 石头特是说什么？
还是说这个连接，就是开始想知道它这两个连接到底是什么情况。那么刚才说了一下，也说的不清楚，到底它是怎么连接？是连接在这个纳米层
中文
外
怎么说
面，还是连
的？
接这个？
它好像就是拿
它中文
卡子
说的
连到那个球体的两边儿，它就是这样的。
说是用个螺帽什么的把它连接，把这个铜线连接到这个外罩上。但他画的图呢，又好像是连接到了里面这个铜的这个里面了。刚才他说的是用这个螺丝帽把它连接到了这个外罩的外面。那这个螺丝帽是不是穿透这个外罩的？这也没讲清楚。第三。
I think we lost Lisa again there temporarily. Let's see if I can unmute her. Are you there, Lisa?
I see her muting herself and unmuting herself. Okay.
Okay.
I just unmuted because her microphone symbol disappeared.
Okay. He said he just used clip to click to the top and the bottom. So because it's copper, so it's all connected. And that says almost no resistance.
Right.
So the resistance will be zero, almost zero. 然后石头他还怎么说？
现在他在群里面说这个测的这个是欧姆档的数值是1啊，1是
测啥数值是1是超出测量范围，它测什么是1啊？测量电流？
他说是测，等一下，
测量电流？
他没告诉我是测什么，因为
对，他用。
Oops. Bye bye, Lisa again. So it seems, just to fill in here, it seems that the circuit is, as Mr. Kesh suggested, that there's basically a short circuit between the top and bottom parts of the reactor, which enables the LED to light up and so on. Are you there again, Lisa? Let me unmute you. Are you there again, Lisa?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
它测量电流的时候是用的什么档呢？He said when he try to measure the current is it's like a 1, so over the scale. So I don't know what he used for the measure. Should we use a larger?
Where is he measuring the current?
Yeah, he was measuring the current, so it goes to.
他是用的是
current where?
2电阻
Measuring the current? That's the thing. You have to break a wire and measure it in between somewhere. You can't measure between the top and bottom parts of the reactor, for example.
Yeah, because it's almost a short circuit.
大姐，她是用欧姆档测的是1。
对呀。
Well, you can measure the current, but.
我measure ohm. E is it's not short circuit. E 是无穷大呀。
Illustrator.
这是电阻，那是没连接呀。
绝缘。
那是 OK. He measure is the ohm. So he use ohm to measure the top and the bottom is become to 1. So it's not connected. So how the light was on?
What do you mean it's equal to 1? 1 means it's over the. limit?
Oh, yeah.
It's over the limit because the battery is hooked up into the circuit. You need to disconnect the wire either to the LED or to the CO2 box in order to disconnect the thing that you're measuring. Can you translate that?
说你不能直接这么连，不能把电池跟那个电表，用那个电阻档那么连。I got okay.
You have to tell them to isolate the reactor from the battery in order to measure the resistance of the reactor. If your wires are hooked up to the battery, it'll cause electricity to go through your meter on the ohm scale, and it won't like that very much. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Oops, we lost Lisa again. It's difficult having a part-time translator here. Fading in and out.
We are still asking Mr. Zhang some question, and he said he connect the dome, okay, with the copper, direct connect with the copper of the dome.
Well, we're going to have to move into the health workshop here, I believe, pretty soon.
Okay. I know.
Mr. Kesh got an urgent call, so he'll be back
Right.
as soon as he can.
So maybe we should complete the workshop and move into the health teaching workshop.
Yes, okay.
It'd be nice to sort of finish up here with completing it in some manner. Is he still taking measurements?
He's doing the measurement again, and he's now doing it.
Okay, maybe we better wait a minute and get that answer.
Just 1 or 2 minutes. 我们再等一下张龙1分钟的时间，因为很快就进入到这个健康教学，让张龙再去做一次测试。He said he take out the battery and he detect again, and the measurement is still 1. Isolated. I think that is isolated.
Tell him to turn it up to the next highest scale on the ohm meter.
Maybe he's broke the
You could have a scale that goes to infinity there. It's got to be able to.
Yeah,
he said to turn it up to the next higher scale.
Yes, sorry about that.
Resistance is 1. Okay.
What has happened? Have you ascertained if it's a short circuit or not?
Or does he mean it's 1 ohm?
No, it's the.
It's either.
He's actually doing measurements as we're talking here, Mr. Kesh. So,
Pardon?
He's doing measurements as you're talking.
Okay.
Trying to get the resistance between the top and bottom of the reactor. He says the meter shows over. I recommended to go to the next higher range on the meter.
It's a short circuit.
Right, so it should show either 0 resistance, or if it was an open circuit, it should show infinity. It shouldn't show the 1 meter.
1 or whatever. It looks like could be a short circuit.
Right.
1 is the maximum, I think. We think that the electronic line is broken up, and it's not a closed line, closed cycle.
Is it a short circuit?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, we go back. Thanks very much. Try it again. But I tell you something. The reason I asked you to check, because you can get energy out of the system the way you've done it. But if you connect it the right way, and to me it doesn't look to be the right way, that's why I asked the question. And you don't need the battery either. The reason it is not short-circuited is because this goes back to part of the teaching. What you've done in your box, because you have a GANS and you have a nano layer, if you connect it the right way, there is one piece missing here. And if you do it the right way, this environment will create the energy demand that can meet here not one LED, at least with the confirmation you have 1 to 10 kilowatts. That's why I said, check you have a short circuit, because this is not enough to ignite this. I always say you have to create a demand. The creation of demand comes the flow of the GANs here, and in interaction with your 3 reactors, you don't go through the wires, you create field flow. And then you can pick it up in your wire here between 1 to 10 kilowatt, maybe even more. So that's why I was pretty sure you have a short circuit, but as usual, you Chinese trigger things which get more. Always, what you've done, you have created the plasma flow, you have enforced the plasma flow. Your plasma flow will interact with the way your wires are in a GANS state. So you have number of fields which sit and demand. So they create a series of demands. And that's how it's going to be. And you should be able to drain from this easily 10 kilowatts. Not an LD light. Okay? You have created the environment, but you're blocking the flow. By short-circuiting this way, you have blocked the flow of the current. Say in English.
Okay, let me translate.
Good work.
Let me translate. 那么刚才开始先生呢，就刚才张龙回答了这个测量结果呢，就是两个连接口之间的这个电阻是无穷大的。那么开始先生的回答就是如果你要想通过这个反应器获得这个能量和你需要的这个发光等这些效果的话，那么你的连接的方式就非常的重要，需要通过正确的连接。那么这个连接呢是不需要这个电池的。那么为什么测试的两边是断路，然后呢又就是接收不到这个能量或者无法产生这个能量呢？那么就要它的原因呢就是这个这能量呢是需要有一个环境一种正确的方式才能获取，通过这个干湿和这个纳米涂层来获得这个能量。那么这个张龙的这个反应器呢，它因为两个连接端口呢是断路的，那么实际上它即使产生了这个等离子体流或者说等离子性磁场流， 那么呢，它也无法就是和它的这个电路呢是有这个相互的连接，因为这个电路本来是断路嘛，所以呢，这个等于说这个反应器的设计和这个结构呢，就阻断了这个次引力场流或者说这个磁场等离子性磁场流的这么一个流动，所以呢才没办法就是获得这个发光啊，也没办法获得这个相应的这个电流有些翻译不完整我们稍后后期再做补充OK，Mr. Cash。
Okay. Now just to reset your system, create the demand in the box. The field flow from the reactor will respond.
OK。如果这个线路不阻断的话，那么它这个磁场流就会得到这个产生流动。OK。OK，Mr. Cash。
Okay, thank you very much. Are we going to the health section?
Yes, we need to move now to the health teaching. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this, Mr. Cash? Or...
No, it's a very, very nice system. It's amazingly gorgeous. But you have created a very much a condition of what I call planetary system. And it is perfect. It's just that you got to be able to harness the energy.
Okay.
If the way you have set your system base, the three systems, you have forced the field forces to be below. Usually, this is a very specific way you have set your reactor. This is a beautiful way to do it, and you have entered, as usually I say, you Chinese, trigger knowledge to release. And this is a very nice way, the way you've done it. If you look, this is your cup. You have put a reactor in an angle. You put another reactor in an angle here. And you have one reactor which goes to the back. Your core is literally in an angle, and your top core sits somewhere here. Your free plasma, usually when we have a flat plate, sits here. First time, you have created a plasma which is here. The center plasma sits outside the center, not between the three. The other point is that all your fields are getting fed back into the system. Most of it. You have very, very little leakage. If you move, if you create, separate the motor from the top, if you can, then the three to be fed together. Then what you do, in crossing the point and coming together, you create two parallel and one above. This is a beautiful formation, and if you can do it, your system is 100%, not 99%, is the energy producer and a flying system. This system should 100% fly. You should lift. But you got to find out how you're doing it and do not drain any energy from it. Put a parallel system or another system which is much weaker. It will create, the energy will not go through the structure, will flow in. But at the same time, if you can put another system to feed it, you find the right way, it just flies up. And I promise you, you will never find it. Impossible to find this system. If you lose it, you will not find it.
That's funny because he already has two other starship formations that are open right beside it that are, I believe.
No, this is spherical formation. This is what we are trying to do with, what's his name? The Italian guy? Stafella. Yeah. Yeah. Estafella is doing a system exactly like this, but in a gas formation. The guy who was here with 2 internal reactors, Estafella, but his is going to be the combination between a gas and a gas. When you load it, you will have this. The center is below the field center. This system, 100%, without a fail, if you get it right, will produce energy and it'll fly. It has to fly. It has no other option. It's the first system which I give you 100% surety should fly, even with these small reactors, and it can create a field maybe up to 20 to 40 meters minimum in radius. And if you put mass in it, 30 to 50 tons minimum. It's the first time the Chinese have understood. As usual, they brought the game one level up. Now you lot play. He's made one little mistake. He did not nano-coat the full structure before making the hole. Take all your motors off, nano-coat your layer again, and then mount it back. Because what's happening here, most probably the pin and the motor are passing current through the motor. The motor is becoming a generator. So the feed goes all unbalanced. If he does it correctly, 100%, by next week, if he reads it and knows how to load it, you'll have your first flying system with energy. Not 99%, 100%. And I congratulate you Chinese again, you've done it. It's a beautiful sun system. It's a replication of what you call a diamond star formation. Because of the nano coating, no field escapes. And because when you shape it like this, because of the structure, the gaps in back to each other will feed everything back to the center. If he gets his center right, he feeds his center till it becomes so much that it's going to lose it. It'll be there one day, it won't be there next day. And since he was here, nobody will believe it.
Okay.
You know how many I've lost like this? You find mine, you find his. Originally, to make these, the best ones were, do you remember the copper balance valves for toilet cisterns? These are the best to make these up. Go and find yourself old toilets, not the new plastic ones.
I believe you have some of those, Rick.
Yeah, I've got a couple. You can actually order them from the internet and so on as well.
And if you can cut it the right way and put it the right way, nano coat it the right way, this guy, it is a fat boy. It will fly. He has no choice. But he's made 2 mistakes. So he's, first of all, one of the mistakes is he didn't make the hole and then nano coat it. Or if he's nano coated and put the motors in, he's damaged the nano coating. So the motor is touching. It sparks across. He has to make it totally sealed. Yeah? No, it doesn't need vacuum. This is vacuum irrelevant because his cores are sealed here. Yeah, but you don't need to touch it. If you touch it, it becomes an energy power supply. It jumps. That's why I want you to know if it sees a short circuit. This is one of the old version of flying systems. Very old version, at least 10, 20 million years old. Even longer. This is one of the very original type, and it flies 100%. If he gets it right, it'll fly. Because his reactor are not, all of you up to now, all the reactors you made horizontal. all your reactors were horizontal. It's the first time it has a tilt and a field, it does not sit in the right direction. So this will go, move up, and then do you know why you lose it? Depending on which field in one of them is more stronger, you follow the path. It will not go that way. Planet Zeus, you'll have one. But this is the first time the Chinese have brought the game up, and now you have your real flying system because the way it's done. And keep a camera on it and load it, and if it's not there, I believe you, you've achieved lift. But make sure the wife is not upstairs. Have you done it yet?
We should get a translation on that.
But why don't you do it?
Shall I translate?
And one of the other thing is his reactor and his core are made partially of copper. It's a brass and a copper. I'll give you a tip. Nano coat your reactors from outside too.
Shall I translate?
So try to do it. I don't say 99, 100%. This system not only should produce energy, should produce lift as well. A lot of you will try. You go and read what is written. What is it? Huh?
Okay.
That's been
Shall I translate? Okay.
Want to do anything you like? You got a new place? Do whatever you like with it. You know why? Tilt your reactors. Yours. Tilt your reactors. Your reactors is sitting on a flat plate. And secondly, your coating is as good as my hair. It's in patches.
Shall I translate, Mr. Cash?
Have a look. Can you put the ball back on, please? Can we look at this coating?
Mr. Cash?
Yes?
We should translate that first, please, okay?
Okay, please.
While we get that ball back up there.
Okay, let me translate. 刚才开始先生呢讲了很长的一段，那么其中呢有一些很重要的信息，那么我在这里做一个简单的摘要。那么首先呢，就是开始先生指出这么一个反应器的设计，单从这个设计上呢，虽然说有一些缺陷，但是呢，已经是一个非常好的一个设计。那么这个设计呢，因为它的这个4个反应器，性体组合反应器，它的角度呢是比较特殊的，那么它们都是集中朝向一个中心。那么呢，实际上在这个4个反应器运行过程中呢，就会产生2个等离子体。那么第一个等离子体呢是在下方的3个基础反应器，它们相互作用，在它们的下方呢产生一个整个大球的下方产生一个自由等离子体。然后呢如果说上面的这个上方的这个干湿反应器呢，我们用一个独立的这个电动机来驱动的话，那么它就会在这个半球的上方呢又会形成一个新的等离子体。那么在这个反应器内部呢就会产生2个等离子体，它们是一个平行的垂直关系的2个等离子体。那么这样一个组合呢，它是一个非常完美的一个用于飞行和提升的这么一个反应器组合。 那么为什么呢？因为这两个平行的等离子体，它之间只有一个方向可以运动，因为它们之间有一个两个场之间的一个相互作用，那么就使得这个反应器是用来进行飞行和飞升的一个最好的一个组合。那么在这里呢，开始先生就是恭喜这个中国团队呢，已经做了一个非常漂亮的这么一个设计。但这个设计呢有两个的一个缺陷，一个呢就是这个电动机和这个干式反应器和这个铜的这个整个外壳的这个纳米涂层呢要做得更精细，那么要完全的隔离，因为在那个电机的这个主轴的这个地方呢会有这个等离子性磁场的一个泄漏啊，就是说那个地方的纳米涂层呢要重新进行这个完善，那么使得这个形成一个比较完整的、比较密封性的一个这个纳米涂层内部的纳米涂层。那么这个设计呢，就是说需要这个张龙呢再回去重新做过这个纳米涂层，然后呢也要考虑到这个电机的主轴这个泄漏的问题。然后如果说按照开始先生的理解，这样一个反应器它做出来的这个这个就是我们说的这个磁场通量的这个强度，就是磁引力场的强度呢会达到20左右特斯拉。
Stop.
OK.
No, I stopped the picture. Carry on translating. Sorry about that.
OK. 那么这个反应器呢，通过一个特殊的一个设置，比如说这个上方的反应器的一个独立的电机的一个转速，那么就会使得这个反应器能够产生30到50特斯拉的这么一个磁场强度。那么讲到这些呢，因为开始先生讲的比较兴奋啊，就是说这个是一个非常完美的一个用于提升的一个反应器的一个设计吧。那么这里面呢可能有一些细节，我们在稍后的这个补充中，我们再做一个完善，因为这一段文字也比较长。OK，Mr. Cash，Mr. Cash。
All enough to go to the top. You know, in his brilliant mind like Marco, he found the solution where to get is a sphere. Church. He said usually on top of the churches there is one with a ball in the hand. So as you have already paid for it with the sin of the others, is already yours. You can use it. Let me explain, because understand what's going on. A lot of you, if you remember, we spoke about, again raised by somebody in one of the teachings, about the star formation, and then we spoke about the 5-star formation, which is the 5th one on top, if you remember. The 5th formation brings this to here to be centralized here. What has happened here, your 5th, actually all it does, it creates a cascade of gravitational magnetic field that no field from this can escape. So what I say, this system is perfect, it works. What our Chinese guys done is replace the 5th core with a nano-coated sphere. So the field will feed themselves. And the other point which you will understand very quickly, if you haven't understood up to now, is nano-coated the material. So in nano-coating, not only he sends back the matter strength field, in the gaps, what is absorbed is more or less principal matter too. So it continuously feeds itself with the lowest to the highest level. And as he hasn't got experience, 100% meteor and planet Zeus. You understand? This is the reason. is we have the same structure, but the problem with our structure is flat, and it has a lot of holes in it. Uneven nano coating, points of holes of entry. Here, it has a perfect structure for unlimited energy and unlimited flight condition. And if he changes this, he can change anything. So now you understand what I say. It's the first time we've seen 100% guaranteed. Proper, everything is in order in here to go. If it's insulated, nano-coated the beams, then it'll be 100%. There are no leakage in any level. You work in a total nano-coated environment. And if you, today is a medical time to do workshop, you see the same structure in the brain of the man, and this is the skull. The skull is nano-coated material. So all the emotions and all the feelings continuously, that's why you don't need that much energy. If you were going to use or consume the amount of energy that this brain takes, you could not bring 10, 20 megawatt power station in to supply it. It feeds itself, and as it comes back, different strength is accepted for different jobs. Every level of energy is fully consumed. Go back to the teaching of yesterday or the day before. The fields go at 10.4, 10, come out at 10.6, and again refed back. Human skull is one of the most perfect systems for flying machine. And you all can do fly if you know how to bring this into a system. It's a totally nano-coated. That's the advantages of a spherical. And if you look how human brain, the skull has changed over centuries, and we're becoming more efficient, look how more and more the shape of the skull is becoming a spherical and a spherical. The tilt of the head, the tilt of the skull is all indicating how mature the brain is. Good morning. Can we fly? Thank you very much indeed. That was a beautiful gift. And if I was you, find a way to get rid of those heads. Those interfere with your plasma. Or nano-coat everything in that core. The screws, change them to copper, nano-coat them. You can get copper screws or you can get them made. Nano-coat the whole shaft. And in so many ways, try to get rid of those tips which you have. We had the same problem here, and we cut it. It's the same core. Somebody's making them the same everywhere. Those tips change the formation of the plasma due to the flow of the current of the magnetic field of the lowest order, not the highest order. Your system is absolutely perfect. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful gift.
We could do the same formation with plastic as well.
Pardon?
I said we could do the same formation with plastic as well.
Ah, but can you nano-coat the plastic so perfectly?
Let's ask Armin.
Copper, titanium, and a specific type of uranium mixture give the same kind of effect. One of the things that in nuclear fuel, we rely on this radiation is the way we clad the bars. We count on the this type of radiation through structure, but we don't use the nanocoating because nanocoating is this way when nuclear industry was at the highest, was not fashioned. We call it reflectors inside the skin. They reflect the neutrons back into the fuel. And some it goes by the shape and how it's loaded. But there's no difference. So we'll see you in Planet Zeus. And if it's lost, just take a video and send it, we believe it. Please make sure wife is still in the house. Can we go to the health section?
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kesh.
Translation.
Okay.
Does Lisa want to translate?
It's me to translate. 刚才开始先生说了一下，继续讲解了这个糖的张龙的这个反应器。那么里面就讲到了这个组合呢，实际上它是对新型组合的一个改进。那么本来我们做的新型组合呢，在外围是产生一个自由等离子体的一个外壳，但是呢，张龙的这个设计呢，就把这个用纳米涂层来替代了这个自由等离子体的一个这个外壳的作用。那么实际上呢，通过这样一个结构呢，通过这个外壳的纳米涂层的这个间隙，就是每一个颗粒之间的间隙呢，就会获得这个真正的无限能源，是可以用来进行飞行或者是获取能量。那么这是一个比较完美的一个用于飞行和获取能量的一个结构。因为只需要改变这个反应器组合中的最上方的这个反应器，那么就可以去实现各种各样的变化，或者是飞行，或者是能量。那么这里面需要改进的一个地方，就是需要在这个外壳的内层呢，做一个完全的、完美的一个纳米层的一个环境，也就是说，整个纳米层要覆盖完所有的这个组件，让它没有这个泄漏。那么实际上呢，这样一个结构呢，就和人的这个头颅，就是这个颅骨中间的这个颅骨的内层呢，实际上也是这个纳米层的一个环境。那么在这个颅骨中间呢，就会形成一个跟这个反应器相同的这么一个结构。那么实际上大脑中的很多的这个场的运作，还有这个等离子体的相互作用呢，就是通过这么一个结构相同的结构来进行的。所以呢，这个需要进一步完善的，就是要去如何去做到这个完美的、完全的这个纳米涂层的一个内部涂层的一个结构。那么OK Mr. Cash， 那个刚才也说就是OK Rick，I finished.
Okay, thank you very much for the translating. I noticed the name is Mr. Zeus is translating. So that's interesting correlation there. So that should be the end of today's workshop for the Chinese workshop for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015. And that's the 13th Chinese workshop. Thank you everybody for attending.
那么这是中文教学的第13次教学到这里结束了，感谢大家的参与，谢谢大家。OK。Okay, Rick.
Okay, we're
okay, that's posted.
Done this, and we'll open up the Chinese workshop.
Right into the health, yeah.
Sorry, the health workshop. Maybe give people a couple of minutes to recover. Basically, we'll move right into it, right, Vince?
Yep, I'm going to close this down and get the health one up. So, yes, there you go.
Okay, and you can tee up the other promo video with the English, I guess, if you got that handy, or something of that regard. All right, thanks, Vince.
Okay. Thank you, Wings. Thank you,
Thank
Rick.
you, Rujan.
Okay. Thank you, Rick.
Good work.
Thank you, Mr. Cash.